Have you ever been around someone who smiles at you, talks to you, and seems perfectly polite, but deep down, you can sense something is off? Maybe it's a gut feeling, a slight hesitation in their voice, or the way they avoid eye contact. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you just know, this person doesn't really like you. Most people ignore these subtle signs, only to be blindsided later when the truth comes out. But what if you could recognize these signals early? What if you could see through the mask and protect yourself from hidden negativity? This is where Stoic philosophy becomes a powerful tool. The Stoics believed in understanding reality as it is, without illusions. They taught that we should observe people's actions, not just their words, and never allow someone's hidden dislike to affect our inner peace. In this video, we'll explore 4 key signs that someone secretly dislikes you, but is hiding it. These signs may not always be obvious, but once you learn to spot them, you'll never be caught off guard again. More importantly, you'll learn how to deal with these situations the Stoic way. Calm, controlled, and unshaken. Let's begin. Sign number 1, they talk less or act too formal. Have you ever noticed that some people talk to you only when necessary? Their words are polite, their tone is neutral, and their conversations feel more like a business transaction than a real connection. You might think they're just reserved or professional, but sometimes this is a sign of hidden dislike. When someone secretly dislikes you, they don't want to engage in deep conversations. They keep things short, stick to the point, and avoid casual small talk. If you share something personal, they don't ask follow-up questions. If you try to joke around, they don't laugh genuinely. Instead, they give you a polite smile, a smile that feels distant, almost forced. In some cases, they may even overcompensate by acting too polite. They use formal language, address you with unnecessary courtesy, and maintain a robotic tone. This isn't warmth, it's a carefully built wall to keep you at a distance while avoiding direct confrontation. The Stoic perspective. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, taught that we should never seek approval from others. People will have their own opinions, and that's beyond our control. What is within our control is how we react. If you sense that someone is keeping conversations dry and distant, don't waste energy trying to make them like you. Detach emotionally. Accept their behavior for what it is, and focus on people who truly appreciate your presence. A Stoic does not chase validation. A Stoic observes, understands, and moves forward, unbothered. Sign number 2, they ignore or downplay your achievements. Imagine you just accomplished something important. Maybe you got a promotion, completed a difficult project, or achieved a personal goal. Excited, you share the news with someone, expecting a genuine reaction. But instead of congratulating you, they respond with indifference. A half-hearted, "Oh, that's nice," or a quick nod before changing the subject. No enthusiasm, no recognition, just a cold, dismissive reaction. This is a classic sign that someone secretly dislikes you. When people admire or respect you, they celebrate your success. But when they don't, they either ignore it or downplay it. They might say things like, "Well, that wasn't that hard, was it? Anyone could have done that if they tried." Let's see if you can keep it up. Some people go even further. They use sarcasm or passive-aggressive remarks to make your achievement seem smaller than it is. They might smirk and say, "Wow, you finally did something right," pretending it's a joke, but deep down, they mean it. And here's the thing, they do this on purpose. They don't want to acknowledge your growth because it reminds them of their own insecurities. It's easier for them to ignore your progress than to accept that you're moving forward while they remain stuck. The Stoic response. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, warned us about seeking external validation. He taught that true happiness comes from within, not from the approval of others. So what should you do when someone ignores or downplays your achievements? Nothing. Don't seek recognition from those who don't want to give it. Their reaction is their problem, not yours. Your success is yours to own, whether they acknowledge it or not. A Stoic doesn't let the opinions of others define their worth. Keep moving forward. Keep improving, and let your success speak for itself. Sign number 3. They show no empathy for your problems. When you're struggling, whether it's a personal setback, a tough day at work, or an emotional challenge, you naturally turn to people for support. But what happens when someone barely reacts? When they listen without real concern, respond with a cold, "oh well," or worse, seem completely indifferent. This is a strong sign that they secretly dislike you. People who care will at least acknowledge your struggles, even if they can't solve them. But when someone dislikes you, they don't want to offer that emotional support. They see your problems as insignificant or even as something you deserve. Pay attention to how they react when you're vulnerable. Do they shrug it off? Do they say things like, "You're overreacting"? That's life. Deal with it. Others have it worse. These are not words of support. They're dismissals. Even worse, some people might act like your struggles bore them. They might glance at their phone, change the topic, or completely ignore what you're saying. The Stoic insight. A true Stoic understands that we cannot control how others feel or behave. We can't force someone to care about us, nor should we waste energy trying to. Marcus Aurelius taught that we should focus on our own actions and responses, not on expecting kindness from others. If someone shows no empathy for you, don't take it personally. Their reaction is a reflection of them, not of your worth. Instead of seeking support from those who don't care, become self-reliant. Learn to handle challenges with inner strength, just as the Stoics did. Your peace of mind should never depend on whether someone else acknowledges your struggles. Sign number 4. Their body language reveals discomfort. Words can lie, but body language rarely does. When someone secretly dislikes you, their nonverbal cues will often betray their true feelings, no matter how polite their words may seem. Have you ever spoken to someone who avoided eye contact, kept glancing around the room, or leaned away from you as if they were trying to escape? These are all subtle signs of discomfort. They don't want to be around you, but instead of saying it outright, their body does the talking. Pay attention to their expressions. Are their smiles forced and tight rather than warm and natural? Do their arms stay crossed, creating a physical barrier? Do they respond with short nods and minimal engagement, as if they're just waiting for the conversation to end? Another giveaway is tone mismatches. If their words say, "that's great," but their voice lacks enthusiasm, or they sound robotic and uninterested, they may not mean what they're saying. Genuine people express emotions through both words and tone. But when there's a disconnect, something is off. The Stoic perspective. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic thinkers, advised us to focus on our own actions rather than worry about others' hidden feelings. If someone's body language suggests they dislike you, so be it. You don't need to analyze or fix it. A Stoic does not chase approval or waste time decoding unspoken negativity. Instead, they focus on what truly matters, living with virtue, wisdom, and self-respect. At the end of the day, it's not your job to change how others feel about you. It's your job to remain unshaken, no matter what their body language reveals. Conclusion: the Stoic way to handle hidden dislike. We've explored 4 clear signs that someone may secretly dislike you. Formal or distant conversations, downplaying your achievements, lack of empathy, and revealing body language. These behaviors may be subtle, but they speak volumes about how someone truly feels. But here's the important part. What should you do about it? The Stoic answer is simple. Nothing. You don't need to confront them, change their mind, or prove your worth. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we cannot control the thoughts of others, only our own actions. If someone dislikes you, that's their burden to carry, not yours. Instead of wasting energy on those who don't appreciate you, invest in yourself. Improve your mind, build your character, and surround yourself with people who genuinely value you. Let your actions speak louder than their opinions. A Stoic does not seek approval. A Stoic does not take hidden dislike personally. A Stoic stays focused on their own path. So the next time you sense someone's silent disapproval, don't react. Rise above. Keep moving forward, with or without their acceptance.